Welcome to the ABC show. I'm your host, Jonathan Anderson, CEO of The Engine. Joining us today, we got the co-host, Jonas Bull, El Grande Toro, and the man, Mark Clayton. Mark Clayton in the house this week. We got a special guest joining us in the building. Got a special guest in the building. We got George the Shot Sock guy.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Speaking of shot socks,
He's got his shot socks on,
I
huh?
got my shot socks on. I got the white boys on today. Let's go.
Fitting, very
My
fitting.
shot socks, nah. So yeah, it's the ABC, man. So George, man.
Yeah.
I mean, can we run the clip so you guys, who we got in the building this week? George, he's a funny guy, man.
Yeah. I hope they think it's funny, man. If they don't, I'm not doing something right.
Yeah. Let me put my shot sock up just in case.
Yeah.
I might need to get that to you in a little bit.
These are comfy, I'll tell you what.
They got the padded bottom in there?
Yeah, I don't. Well, it's just when you put the bottle in there,
Yes.
you'd think, this is uncomfortable, but it's not.
You don't feel it at all.
No, it's better than having it in your pocket, you know.
It is. Or a cup in your pocket trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
I'm sipping down. I'm dipping down. I'm tripping
Did we get that clip of George?
Flipping down.
Playing right now?
Flipping down.
Yeah, man.
Dipping down.
George is hilarious.
Oh yeah, this is we recorded this in the kitchen.
Dipping.
And this was on Ridiculous. This is on Ridiculous.
Yeah,
TV?
yeah. This has been on Ridiculousness. We've been on some of those where they're like, "Oh, this is the worst ever" shows. They'll put this one on there. So people around really love to hate us.
Yo, I'm sipping down.
You also do
I'm
funny
dipping
commercials,
down.
right?
Yeah,
Little
yeah, I
tripping
do
down.
some
I'm flipping
fake
down.
commercials,
Flipping
which you
down.
probably haven't seen.
Dipping down.
tapatio in the house,
Yeah, I
man.
like it spicy.
Yeah, so you're visiting from Cali, huh?
That's right. I'm in town. I'm working with Josh doing some shot sock commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How's
you
it going?
It's going great. I love it. Half the time we're like, you know what? We can't do this. This is too, this is too much. We got to peel it back, man.
Yeah, y'all are on that. Remember that habitual line show we were talking about the other day? Kind of crossing that line. Yeah, it's fun though, man.
So
that makes some funny stuff. There's some funny work going on.
thank you. We're finding the line after we cross it. It's
Yeah.
like we gotta.
Yeah. So, bro, how's the comedy game been in 2020, bro? I know it's been a heck of a year for a lot of people.
You know, my stand-up's going great
because
there's no audience, so it's just like regular. I've just been sticking to doing online stuff. You know, I got a Dr. Phil thing I'm doing on there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I didn't send it to the guy. I should have sent that too. But, you know, so I'm just doing all kind. I've actually putting out a lot of content this year with the shot sock and my own stuff. I'm actually working on a movie where I play every character.
Nice.
Because you got a social distance in LA, man. Everybody's like,
is it going to be a short film, or are we talking like
well,
an epic?
I think it's going to be about an hour.
Yeah?
It's going to be an
So
hour.
we got
It's
a
pretty
real true
ridiculous.
film.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to take a minute to edit. Hopefully this COVID thing goes on for a little while.
Yeah, a little working out really well.
Yeah, so it stays relevant. And
Yeah,
I'll have a
man.
little more time to finish.
Awesome, man. Well, we're happy to have you on the show, man.
I can't believe it.
Jump in. Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
let's hear it.
Were you a class clown growing up?
Absolutely. I was a class clown. I mean, my nose is big. So, I grew up in Brooklyn too. So, man, when I walked down the street in Brooklyn, kids on the other side of the street would stop and laugh. They go, oh! So I figured out I had to start getting people to laugh fast.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they're laughing with me.
And not at
Yeah.
you.
And then I moved and then I moved out here in Dallas, and they were like, "Hey man, say water. Listen to this guy say water." And I go, "Water." Listen to this guy. They were just laughing again. A whole new spiel.
Yeah, that's a little different. You can definitely tell when somebody comes from the East Coast
Yeah.
to the South, and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do the Whataburger shop.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love doing Whataburger.
Whataburger.
And they can just pay me in burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw the Whataburger map. I put it on my IG last week, man. We're all over the South now, man.
Yeah,
From
they're spreading.
Arizona to Florida. But I think some
have you had the hatch chili?
I haven't.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I don't like to.
That went flat.
I stick the only, I don't get too crazy with my Whataburger because I like it so much. So I'll add bacon and jalapenos.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, that's.
They deliver now,
Okay.
right?
Do they really?
Yeah, they're starting to deliver. Yeah.
What? Well,
Yeah,
if you ain't delivering, you're out.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
You're out.
My son's gonna be super excited next time he comes over here. to see that Whataburger delivers until he realizes that they're not delivering well.
Yeah, man, I got the same situation with Lothian, bro. Like, it's a lot of things in Dallas that you're able to get that you just can't, like drizzle, like liquor from anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Don't have the same options in the world.
You know, they got a Dickies in California now. Dickies.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah, you know, the original Dickies. Yeah.
Wow,
It's
yeah.
great, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wow, like LA?
Yeah.
That's kind of how we felt when we got In-N-Out Burger here.
I
But
mean,
let me tell you about In-N-Out Burger.
Right. Exactly. I know Dickies isn't the best barbecue, but
Yeah,
That's good.
it's still Texas barbecue.
yeah. So right on, man.
Were you an athlete? My last one.
I did play sports. I was good. I was fast, but I played soccer. I was pretty good at soccer, but I only scored one goal. I was all over the field. I had so much energy. I will say this. I played football.
Okay.
And they only put me in at linebackers one play. It was special teams. It was a punt by the other team.
Okay.
They're like, let's just put Spielvogel in for one round.
Yeah.
So they said hut, and I took off from the linebacker position, not from the line. So they actually hiked the ball on two.
Right.
So by the time he actually hiked the ball,
Perfect timing.
I was like with
Teed
the
it
ball.
up.
So it
Yeah.
got to the punter, and the two blockers in front of the punter just looked at me go
Like,
by, and I
right.
tackled the punter. I didn't even block the kick. I didn't even get a chance to kick it. So I think that was the one. Yeah. Oh, it was great.
Is that roughing the kicker?
No, he had the ball in his hands.
Okay,
So he didn't even get a chance to wind up.
He's a runner.
Wow, yeah. I hadn't thought about that.
Here's the funny thing. In my head, I didn't even know it was fourth down. I thought it was the quarterback. You know what I mean? Like that just threw me in. I never played linebacker.
God.
And I got my name in the paper for blocking the kick. My whole team was like, "Hey, George!"
Yeah. He blocked everything. That's more than blocking the kick. That's a tackle.
Yeah,
funny.
I was
That's
terrible.
turnover on downs right there.
Terrible in baseball, but I'll
Hey, cheers to you, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks, guys.
Glad
Cheers,
to have
man.
you, man.
Absolutely.
on down.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you, guys.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get it cranked off, you know. Let me start off by
That's
let me
Is that
tell y'all,
Oh, here we go.
Is that a
play like champions
Here we
today,
go.
y'all.
Oh, Notre Dame.
You know, whatever you
Here we
do,
go.
make sure you play like a champion today. Notre
They
Dame,
did.
how you doing? You know?
Right, they
They
beat
did.
Clemson.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that game would have been the same with Trevor.
Yeah.
I don't know that they win, but I think it's the same type game. with
Yeah,
Trevor.
I was thinking the same thing. It's gonna be very close, man.
Yeah.
Their defense, so I had to, of course, DVR because I was playing Saturday night.
Right.
If y'all saw in the intro, my baseball team, shout out to the Dallas D-backs, won the MABL championship this year, 2020. I'm super excited about it. But anyways, so it was playing the game Saturday night, and Notre Dame was going off, so I was kind of mixed emotions. So I'm in the dugout, you know, trying to, you know, I want team to know I'm focused on the game, but I got to check out my boys at the same time. But we jumped out early on them, you know, 10-0, and then it was, you know, we maintained that 10-point lead through halftime from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And
Double OT.
yeah, boy. When I went back in that 7th, 8th inning, and I saw that score was 26 tied up. I was like, oh no, it's over. And then we get to overtime. I thought it was a wrap. So when I saw that 47-40 Notre Dame, I was like, man, my boys, they played today.
That
So
was big time.
yeah. And I went back and I saw their defense. Man, they stepped up.
The D line was on.
Yeah.
Them boys was getting after
Yeah,
it.
they got some athletes, and they finally got some athletes in the secondary that can hang with some big boys, and that's where Clemson beat them last time they played, in that BCS championship game.
Right.
Yeah, they beat them
Sure,
4 big
they-
plays through the air, and then Etienne, how do you say it? Etienne, yeah, Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
That cat,
This-
took it up the sideline on us a couple times. So they've got
freaky,
playmakers.
man. He's freaky.
Etienne? Is he really,
oh my
bro?
God. Oh my goodness.
No, I've seen his runs, but
Yeah, because he's always accelerating.
yeah.
It's insane. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, he can break a tackle, come off of that, and it's like he's still accelerating.
Yeah.
Stop. And he'll make a cut.
Yeah.
And in the cut, he's still accelerating. Like it's
Yeah.
That's a tough
Hey,
down.
I gotta
Tough
give
time.
props to the guy you pointed out last time that I told you I was unsure about him.
Yeah.
Mr. Ian Book.
Yeah.
The guy played very well.
It was Jake the Snakish.
Didn't turn the ball over. Yeah. Making plays left and right,
That was
you know.
Clemson's quarterback?
No, that's
No,
Notre Dame's
that's Notre
quarterback.
Dame's quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ian
he's
Book.
good.
Yeah, man. He's it's his senior year now.
Yeah.
He started
Yeah.
just about every year he's been there. And
Yeah.
man, he's that was the best game I've seen. I
Right.
said, I DVR'd it and I was watching it in the car on my way home.
Yeah.
So
He did have that one turnover in the end zone.
Mid,
Yeah.
early?
Yeah.
I mean, but
No,
it was,
they were about to take over.
Oh
And
yeah,
he
yeah, and he
fumbled,
fumbled.
and it went
And
into the
yeah,
end
that
zone,
that
and he
was
got
a
the touchback.
yeah, yeah, that was a
But
he did.
fortunately, they held them to
Yes.
3 and out, I believe.
Yes,
They
yes,
got
you're
the ball
right.
back. So
You're right
it
about that.
didn't end up. But they were at that point. I felt like they were in the driver's seat,
Yeah.
and that's when Clemson stole the momentum.
Yeah, and that is a momentum changer. That's
Yeah.
that thing you can't see, you can't feel.
but it is there.
It is there.
I tell you, like when stuff happens like that, it's a luxury to have senior leadership and somebody like that who's been tried and tested that fumble touchback.
Yeah.
It could be devastating.
Yeah.
And
We could
momentum is tough to
Yeah.
overcome.
Yeah,
or
it
to
is.
switch and turn back.
Yeah, it
But to
is.
see them do that, that's big time. That's
Yeah.
big time ball.
As
Yeah,
a youth,
so-
I could never see past that. I would just get pissed and be like, "Just hold your composure." And
Yeah.
I was like, "What does that matter? Holding your composure? It doesn't matter. I'm just pissed right now."
Yeah.
But then you see, and I see now the guys laughing on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Those guys have better chance of winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're smooth
You
and
gotta
they're
turn
trying
that.
it.
You
They
gotta
can process
turn that switch
mentally.
on and off and
Yeah.
keep it right here.
Processing
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
One
when
bad
you're
play
all
won't-
over the place emotionally doesn't happen
Exactly.
at the highest capacity.
Exactly. So we had a.
There was the boxer that said that somebody gets invited back there to the back thing for his championship fight.
Mhm.
He's back there having a sandwich and taking a shot. You know, like, man, are you really? You're not
Is this for the
wound
this is
up
the
for
world
this,
championship?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like you're not wound up for this. And he said, "I've done everything I can do. I've done all the training, I've done all the prep.
Yeah.
It's in the bag.
If it's not there, it's
in
not
the
there.
bag, baby.
Yep.
No use to get worried about it now."
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a
Yep.
similar Mario Andretti story, the old race
Yeah.
car driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Someone
talking
went
about
to-
Mario last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went in right before, and he's like eating cereal in his underwear. He's like, "Hey, I'll be out there in a sec." Or, "Hey, I'm gonna be out in a second."
Nice.
That's what
Yeah,
you
man.
see Hamilton that we talked about last week is scooting around on his little scooter on the on the track.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
He just chilled out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that was this week's game of the week. We had a few other notable games this week. I saw that SMU. How about this?
SMU,
SMU is the highest ranked team in the area, man. Out of Texas, TCU, all like crazy. SMU over OU. They stomped out somebody else this week, which is awesome.
Yep.
But shout out to SMU. We're watching, man. We're watching you guys in D-Town. Texas got that win this week.
That was good.
Right?
West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia. That's two good wins in a row for Texas, and then
So-
OU stomped a mud hole in
Yeah,
Kansas.
our defense woke up.
Yeah,
Spencer's been, we'll see how it
Yeah.
plays out, but man, I
Yeah.
think we're on the trajectory to see.
yeah.
Oh, it's
And it's just a matter of
again.
time because the coach is just amazing down there, bro.
So,
Landry Jones, right?
huh?
Who's the OU
Lincoln.
coach?
Oh, you're talking
Lincoln
about
Lincoln Riley. That's what I
Yeah,
meant.
yeah,
I
Lincoln
don't know
Riley,
why I
yeah,
said
no,
Lincoln.
he's the quarterback whisperer. He is
Yeah.
the quarterback whisperer of the 20th century.
Yeah.
Like, he's been incredible with quarterbacks.
What is their rank, OU?
They're not ranked. We're not
Well,
ranked
I
this
think we
year.
moved back into 25. I think
Okay.
we're
We're back in now?
around 18. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just in there, but
I mean, there's
Not
still a
enough
few
to
games. Oh no, it's
have
not.
hope. No,
What is it?
Big 12 is probably. They said Big 12 had about I think like a 1.1% chance of making the field.
Wow.
I mean, but
Yeah.
so you're saying there's a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance?
They will be in a bowl game though. No,
They'll
They
never
should get
give
a bowl.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be in the bowl. I mean, they
Yeah.
got the hot dog mustard bowl.
It's just it's one of
like we're gonna,
Yeah.
We're going to be in the bowl.
Yeah.
it's one of those situations where you just wish they would have turned it on a little quicker in the season. They would have figured something out a little sooner. But that's what happens when you have young guys playing
That's
quarterback
right.
and
Not
just
leadership,
young.
because
Yeah.
In
period.
those two games that they lost early, momentum shifted.
Yep.
And they were
And lost it.
they could not get it
They
back.
lost
They
it.
could not.
Yeah.
Up 24, 22 or something like that.
Yeah.
Couldn't
man.
get it back. Crazy.
Yeah. So
Matter
Yeah.
of fact, hey, do you have a college team?
College. Not really. I went to NYU, and it's not like they got a football
yeah.
team.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they
Yeah.
actually got like blacklisted for gambling in like the 1910s.
Wow.
Yeah, they were
That's a fun fact right there.
It might be the basketball team actually.
It was the Wall Street. It was
That's
the Wall
right.
Street boys.
Yeah.
It might have
Wall
been.
Street.
He's trying to capitalize.
It might have
right?
been the basketball team actually that they were all,
Oh, really?
and then it got them banned from all
Shaving
of this.
points.
Wow.
Something like that.
Wow.
Something like that. So,
Man, shout out to
so
Pete
my
Rose,
college,
man. Shout out to Pete Rose, the greatest ever
and-
lifetime band.
one of my best
Jeez.
friends
Savage.
is who is this?
Jeez, Pete Rose, man.
Oh yeah, he was a great football player.
Charlie Hustle on the football
Yeah,
field.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I see where you went now with the shaving points bit. Yeah, man.
yeah.
Pete Rose. If
And the band, he's banned from the Hall.
well,
Yeah,
look,
you can't.
That's pretty brutal.
to me,
We
it'll
let that go. But
like. Are we ever going to see Bonds in there? I don't know.
we absolutely better.
Really?
Yeah, man, we
I
should
don't
because
know.
he's the greatest,
I
man.
don't know.
Period.
Don't you think he did a little cheating too?
Man, look, all right, I don't want to go too deep into my game. I don't want to go too deep into
Hey,
my game.
I think Bond. Right. I just thought he was great.
Talk
No,
about,
man. I mean, you're talking about 95% of the sport at the time. So
At the
if
time,
you weren't,
right,
if you weren't cheating, you
Oh,
know,
so you said it was a level playing field.
exactly.
Okay.
Fine,
Exactly.
but I'm not.
Well,
See, that was always my thing.
that brings up a
Exactly.
question though. Like, okay, so if you've got like say Nike as a sponsor,
Yeah,
and they're giving you some super magic shoes
Mhm.
that give you like 10
Yes.
seconds extra speed, or well, 10
Whatever the
seconds, a
competitive
tenth of a second,
advantage,
right?
whatever the competitive
Right.
advantage is. That.
So what's the difference between something that you drink or something that you inject, something that you wear on your feet,
yep.
and now
or
like
hands.
our hands, yeah, exactly.
Whatever,
Because
yeah.
what was the guy that used to have the sticky
The
crap
sticky
on his
Yeah.
hands?
I know what you're talking
So
about.
he-
Mhm.
well, I was thinking about
Raiders
the football.
or
There was
whatever.
a
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
in football that used
Back
to,
in the day.
receiver that used to have
Oh, Largent.
Yeah.
Stevie. Oklahoma represent, but yeah,
And
Is that Seattle?
that's and then Little Giants.
Yeah,
I think that's actually where I heard that.
that's funny. That's you guy, huh?
Stevie, he's Oklahoma.
Is it? Okay.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the thing. So Lewis, where do you draw the line? Because that's what people do. That's human nature. Is
Yeah.
to
I think
invent
definitely
something.
ingesting.
I mean, okay,
Yes.
like, let's say you're a quarterback
Prime.
or a receiver,
Yeah.
and you have eye problems,
Right.
and you're wearing contacts.
Man.
right. That's
Okay.
fine.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm
why,
okay with
why
that.
Is, why is that
I don't think
okay?
that's cheating.
But it's not okay
To take
to-
air out of the ball.
I mean, but,
Well, so that's a little.
So what's
Yeah,
the difference
that's
between a
another ballgame.
supplement and a
right.
like,
Any
right,
supplement.
yeah.
But then at the
Yeah,
same
any
time,
supplement at
like
all.
this is
But we're
like,
so because we
like
talk
what
about
is-
technology too.
Mm.
We're at the point where we're on the brink of being able to say okay, I'm gonna either like as a baby, or as an adult, be able to inject you with something
Yes.
that changes the physical makeup.
Yeah,
of the body.
absolutely.
And
Or what if I have asthma, and that is the way that I overcome my asthma is a steroid shot,
Yes, exactly.
right?
Yeah,
But at the
because that's
same time,
actually-
I'm going to
that's
have that
actually been a problem.
steroid side
Yeah.
effect,
Yep.
of
gives
the
juice, baby.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, so it's
Yeah.
and again, when it's a part of the game, like the glove and the batting gloves and the uniform that I'm wearing in an era, you can't count that against him, man.
Because it's a level playing. At the point in
Right.
which it's a level playing. That's
Yeah.
what I was always like.
Can't
look,
count that against him,
hey,
man.
Well, make it free for all. Like if everybody's saying, then we're gonna still see who
Or-
the best is. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna see.
Or you can do I'm a big Formula One fan. Or you can do what they do in some places where technology is such an integral part of the sport, where like racing,
Yeah.
Yep.
and they just assume that it's going to be there and regulated.
Yeah.
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 Say, okay, you can do this, and this with the engine, but we're gonna say that this is limited, or this is limited, or there's a maximum that you can do this, or and be really
Racing is
just
interesting,
regulate.
actually.
Yeah, it really
So
is.
in regards to that, almost exactly, I'm sure you're not allowed to have like 3-inch spikes on your cleats, right? They have a limit to the spikes on your
Yes.
cleats,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Both in baseball, football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if this guy's, no wonder he's faster than everybody. His cleats are 6 inches.
I wouldn't suggest
Yeah, I wouldn't
Right.
do that. That's
Yeah.
to be fast at all.
Like-
No. Yeah, you'll be
Yeah.
tearing stuff left and right with some
You be-
6-inch
yeah,
spikes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good stopping
But-
ability though.
So like with the cars like Formula One, it's almost like the car, like some go faster than others. How is that when I can purchase the
same tools?
same equipment, same
It's aerodynamics, and the weight. Like it's the I don't know the different the way that they tune the cars. It's the it's
So are
Toyota
the,
motor versus
settings of the tunes
There's-
proprietary? Like
there's-
the way
Yes,
we
that's-
set, we got
yes,
the same.
yes.
The way I set
There's
it.
settings, and then there's strategic choices that you can make about like what tires are you going to use, and what like what settings on engine are you going to start with.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then there's even things, and this would apply equally well to football or baseball or whatever. But there's things that you could do to, because you can only, if you're playing ball, you only got one body.
Yep.
If you're racing a car, you may have 3 engines allowed or whatever. Yep. But you still have to prolong that the lifetime of that.
Get the
engine,
most out of it.
Even if you have a spare.
Yeah.
Because there's rules. Obviously you can't change an engine in mid race.
Yeah. You have a 10 engine.
Right.
Yeah.
And then too, like
That's
as Dallas has just seen, like if you got a critical team member that gets injured, replacing them is not easy.
Yeah.
It matters. So you can bring in the most juiced up whatever replacement. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It's not.
And it's
other factors. That
you can have 2 of the same, even remote control cars. You can have the same remote control cars, and one of them just a little faster, just because there might be just something a little slightly different. You know what I mean?
Well,
I screws tired.
Something in the way that it's built.
Have you ever
know
seen
what I mean?
the thing that I think it's the Boy Scouts to do the little racers that it's just a little it's basically just a piece of wood with some wheels on
down the
it.
hill.
Oh, and they send it down.
You roll it down the thing.
Yeah.
And like it's amazing how much much engineering you can put into that to try to.
Sure.
Yep.
And then half the time it's the guy who just sticks some weight on the back of it.
Put all the weight in the front.
Yeah. And hope it doesn't flip over.
Half the time it's really good. So.
We sat in the back.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man. So we can rumble, man. We can rumble all day in the jungle, baby. We're gonna get to the NFL, and this week, we're gonna start with the Cowboys as usual.
Yep. So
and we're not gonna beat them up. Not gonna beat them up. Not gonna beat them up.
I am.
Beat them up. Well, take a shot. I'm tired of taking shots at my boys, but I can defend them.
Go to the game. Get invited to the game. Go to the game.
Yep.
Playing the Steelers.
Yep.
I'm in Tech. We're in Arlington. We're at Cowboys Stadium. Make our way in.
Oh, this is a shot.
Seats.
It's not like you don't have any history with
this. Isn't a shot at the Cowboys.
Yeah.
This isn't a shot at the Cowboys.
My deal's like, the Steelers are good. And
for sure.
what? And
Undefeated.
I forget how good the Steelers travel.
Mm-hmm.
They especially when they're winning. They love their 31,000 fans. I want to say 21,000 were Steelers fans.
I believe it.
It was incredible.
Well, this is a winner's town, and we got a lot of turncoats in Dallas.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh, so you see with some jerseys.
If the Cowboys are 2-6 and we're playing the undefeated Steelers, probably not going to show up. Wow. There's a lot of other family plans made that day.
They fantasy football.
Yeah, it's guys only watching the Cowboys game from fantasy because they're not checking out the Cowboys. We don't want to see them lose.
No,
we hate seeing them lose. So we don't go to the games.
On top of that, so the game was. I was like, look. I was like, they're gonna get annihilated.
Yeah,
they're in the game. Fourth quarter, they're up.
Yes,
and I'm like, oh god. And the 10,000 Cowboy fans over there, you can see they had a little hope.
Oh yeah, they did.
But when Juju scored,
everybody left. All 10,000 left.
It like ripped their heart.
That last 3 minutes. Awesome. That last 3 minutes. I was sitting with my buddy watching it. He was like, no. You could just feel it was coming.
Hey. Oscar, can you run that clip though? Did you already run the clip? So we do have some some hope.
It was
right. We do have a little hope. We have a little more hope than we had because we got a quarterback that can actually function. Right,
a functional quarterback.
We got a guy that looks like he's thrown a pass before.
He made some plays.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he looked good in the pocket. He didn't come out frazzled. They almost sacked him. He ran for 15, 20 yards. He looked good.
That's an SMU guy, SMU Texas guy. Texas transfer to SMU.
Some SMU to Stanford connection.
Which?
But no, yeah.
Really?
He was good.
For in the Cowboys game?
Cowboys. Mm-hmm.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's that Notre Dame game right there, Oscar.
Huh?
Yeah, that's that Notre Dame clip right there.
Oh.
Yeah, bro. It's all good, man. We were gonna run that Cowboys clip. But yeah, you don't have to, man. We can just blow right past it. It's not that big. I promise.
Just like the Steelers did.
I promise. The Steelers. Yeah, we knew they were gonna beat us coming into the game, so I'm not even worried about this. I'm just looking at the positive that we have a quarterback, man, and we don't even got to talk about the Cowboys no more, man. We can move on.
About the Cowboys. Yeah. Before we talked about a little bit before the show was one. Are they still in any way in contention.
Yeah, they could still win the East.
Yes.
Crazy.
The East is
Yes.
wide open
And
because all those teams
at
are
one
crap.
point, they were number one in the division, even though they had basically only won one game.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they're tied for second.
Yeah, they're they're not far.
Actually, I think they get the edge over the Giants because they beat the Giants face to face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm checking the standings right now.
Well, they're not that good
crazy.
either.
But I mean, I'm not even thinking. I would rather them lose out, right?
Right. Well, they could still
unless
they have to beat the
unless
Eagles.
unless
Definitely.
this Gilbert kid
There we
continues
go.
to develop and he's not too bad, right? And our O line gets healthy
Yeah.
and the defense starts to click. They actually played a little better this weekend, from what I see.
The D line, D-line
So-
woke up.
Yeah, and
Randy
we
Gregory was a problem.
we have a problem defense.
You do?
We do. We got some guys, Alden Smith,
You do.
D-Law, Randy Gregory, and we
That's right.
have one more guy on the line I can't think of right now that can go.
Yeah.
And we just need us a fat boy down there.
Boy, Gallimore stepped up.
Yeah.
That was love. He's an Oklahoma guy. So
Oh,
I
nice,
was like,
nice. Is he a fat boy? Is he
he's
a
a fat
three,
boy.
320, 310?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
He had the TFL early. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, we need us a big rock on that line. Just drop and
Yeah.
just clog some stuff up. But so I don't want to give up too soon, but if we lose any more, we need to go ahead and start, trying to get that hot pick next year. Is what I say.
If you look, they're only one game behind Philadelphia. I mean, technically 1.5 because that tie, but
Yeah.
you're in this till the end, till the 14th
Oh,
game of the
absolutely. Because
season.
the division is brutal.
It's
man.
terrible.
It's brutal.
I'm a
Schultz
Giants
is a
fan.
stepper.
Yeah. Schultz? Oh, really?
That's-
Okay.
yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
Got you.
That's
Got you.
his stepper.
Yeah,
I'm a-
right on, man.
You a
So
Giants fan?
I'm a Giants fan. They're terrible.
Oh,
Terrible.
yeah.
I mean, they
we're both in
won
the
on
tank
Sunday.
right now, bro.
Talk to us
We're
about
both in
Danny
the tank.
Dimes.
About who? Oh, yeah. He's fast.
Fastest quarterback
I
in
think
the
they
league.
should do a lot what the Saints are doing with their backup guy. You know what the Saints have their...
Mark. I have something to say about that.
Yeah.
Wait.
You know how the Saints, Drew Brees has that backup running quarterback who
Yep.
comes in, kind of does a
Taysom,
lot.
yeah.
Bringing one in.
Yeah, why don't they have this guy run it?
Why don't they do that with him?
Yeah, why doesn't he do a little wildcat? Or
He's not as
I
creative.
know.
There's not too many Sean
I know
Paytons
they don't want
walking
him taking a
around.
hit either.
They
Is
don't
that what
want
it
to take
is?
it.
It's not too
I
many
don't know that
Paytons.
he got that left to right though.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes. Like,
Yeah.
sissy.
I do have an
Yeah.
interesting question because all my friends are Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
Being a Giants fan, I love Eli. So I was like, what if
Yeah.
y'all got
I love
Eli?
Eli.
What if y'all...
Eli
Even
would
though I
be-
know he's retired and he could
Eli's-
take a hit.
That's my guy. I love him.
Eli's
But-
done. Dunsky's.
Well, look, it's clear
hope
what he
he's
wasn't
enjoying
the problem.
retirement.
It wasn't his problem in
No,
New York.
no, well,
That's what I'm saying.
not the
It's
first.
collective.
Not at first, but then
He has
his
to take
his
some-
like
he has to take
so
some-
Troy
He's
Aikman.
immobile,
Troy
but
Aikman won.
he's
Troy
gotta take
Aikman
some
won 3
ownership.
Super Bowls.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But by the time at the end of his career, it was time for him to go. Like he played 2 or 3 years.
See,
too
I
long.
personally feel like Eli could have played at least another 2 or 3 years. And that's because I, love him as an athlete.
Yeah,
Root for New York.
yeah. If he had a good line,
Because look
you
at
know,
Peyton.
but not those last 2 or 3 years.
Exactly. He didn't have a line.
Yeah.
Both times his running backs got in. I could come up with the
A low,
reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But anyway, I would think of I was joking with my friend about him having the star on his helmet.
Yeah.
Because he was also saying, "Oh, they bring Tony back." I was like, "No, man.
I wish.
Tony's gonna give up."
I
what he
wish.
got."
I wish they bring Tony back.
That would be great.
It's
But yeah,
fun.
let's move past these Cowboys, man.
Okay, I got one question.
Okay.
I want to ask
Wasting my
Mark.
sorrows.
Can I ask one question? Okay, so this is along with what we were saying earlier about unfair advantage, right?
Yeah.
So we all saw what the Astros did, and everybody's like, "Oh, we all know that's bad. We all know that's
right.
terrible."
It's too far.
So nobody talks about the 10 years the Patriots were doing Spygate.
No doubt.
So
Yeah.
what? I know you
It
don't
came
want.
up and then it fizzled. Right?
Oh, from what I heard, the NFL found like
That
a
brand.
library of 10 years of footage.
Look,
of
if
library
you,
footage.
Absolutely.
if it's
Which
going
no one
to
talks about, and obviously you don't want to throw other players under the bus.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even there were guys that like, hey Peyton, we had your locker room mic'd all those years,
Yeah,
and then after Peyton figured that out, that's when he started winning.
Yeah.
So now when I talk to my Patriots fans, because they're all over,
Yep.
you can't go anywhere. They're, "Oh, we got 10. Yeah, but you guys are known cheaters.
Yeah.
Well, everybody cheats. Okay, yeah, everybody cheats by I got no injuries in the fourth quarter, so
Yeah.
someone's going to take a fall for the cramp, and now they get the timeout or whatever. It happens. We all do that. Sometimes they mess with the quarterbacks things in the fourth quarter.
yeah.
But dressing up like an NFL films person, putting on a costume, going over to the other sideline during a game, not
Yes.
post game,
That's-
during a game with
pretty ballsy.
cameras,
Big balls.
and they would take the playbooks.
Big balls.
That's not I've never heard anybody.
That's
talk
nuts, bro.
about it.
Like, I mean, because I didn't know all those details.
Nobody knows.
But
those
yeah, that's.
details.
But at the same time, that's
Yeah.
they're not. this is about the brand, right? So they're not going to expose that much
No,
about the
exactly.
brand. They're going to protect the brand.
But now back
They're
to
gonna protect
momentum.
the brand.
legacy
Back
in
to
regards
momentum.
NFL.
Yeah,
That's-
they're
So
going to
that's
protect the brand.
what is that? 5 or 6 Super Bowls of false momentum? That's what I call it because I
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's those.
I wouldn't say false momentum.
because there's
Also
still good
because
plays.
They still
Even-
executed.
even
They
still-
still executed.
I would say they had to execute, and even still, there were games that they could have lost.
Mhm.
They really could have lost.
Yeah.
Like
No
it's
doubt.
not like
Yeah.
the other team laid down. It's not
Yeah.
like, all right, in the fourth quarter we
Sure.
have all of your plays now. No, like
Yeah.
I give credit to the fact that they had
Is that
to.
explicitly against the rules, or is
Yeah.
it just not ethical?
Oh,
Right.
ah,
Is there some writing in the rule that says
Right.
you can't go get another playbook from another squad? I don't think that.
No,
Right.
I mean, but there's,
Right.
but that's
They're
that,
trying
that's
to writing
that,
that's
that's
on the
that,
other
yeah,
side.
But it is.
that's that
It's
known.
the gentleman's agreement.
Yeah,
But I think-
Almost. It's the
I
gentleman's
think
agreement.
each player has to
Yeah.
stay on his sideline. You can't
well-
have coaches on the other sideline.
I agree with that.
That's
If it's
got to be a
player,
rule.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
But-
got to be
but-
player
but
or
I mean,
coach.
but sometimes you infiltrate by, hey, we're going to sign this player off of the free agent line. He just got
Yeah,
cut
that's,
by
I
them.
guess that's what I
Whatever.
mean. It's like
Whatever.
is there a there's the game,
Mhm.
and like if you go to the poker game,
Mhm.
right, and you're looking at somebody else's cards. Okay, that's one thing. That's
Right.
an integral part of the game.
But if you got a guy over the guy's shoulder and he's sending
That's
you
totally-
taps
Well,
like casino, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
I
They
mean,
break your
and-
knuckles for that.
yeah.
Right,
That's the same
right.
thing they were doing
Oh, yeah,
in
no.
baseball.
You know
though.
what I
Or
mean?
die.
Yeah, but I mean
if
that's
you
what
get
I mean.
caught,
But
and
then
that's
if
what
you,
I'm saying.
but on the other hand, if you go to poker school, like
Mhm.
or
They're going to teach you the.
Hey,
and they teach you
I don't
how
think
to,
we're
how
on.
to-
You understand how to play defense.
Right.
Internet crash, but we're back on.
All right, cool.
You understand how to play defense.
Right,
Like,
Refresh.
right, yeah.
you know
So
how
you know,
all
if
the
you-
ways that somebody can cheat.
Is it an unfair
or
advantage?
tells, you know, you can get
Or-
tells.
right.
You can steal
Legal.
signs.
Yes,
You can
yes, that's
steal
what we
signs.
do.
There's nothing wrong with that. But as soon as you bring a video camera,
Yeah, it's a certain way to go about doing it, and that's what we discussed last week.
It's already being video.
Yeah, that's
right?
exactly what we
Some
talked
people
about
watch
last
other
week.
people on TV.
but
Yeah,
we're
right.
That's what I
videotaping
mean.
the
It's already
It's
calls.
already
video.
video.
We're videotaping the calls and lining it up.
Now, I
We're
mean,
having a
now,
whole team of
if you've
coaches
got-
go
yeah.
through it after the game. We
Right.
go, okay, when they do this,
Yeah.
that means they're running the down and out, and we'll have our guy already in place.
Yeah, I mean, and to that point, I mean, that could give you or save you, you know, it could save the defense. I mean, save the opponent, you know, scoring a touchdown
Right.
per se. I mean, and that's
Well,
the or
I still don't see it up.
Look, all those Super Bowls they won by 3 points
Yeah.
at the final seconds. You know what
correct.
I mean?
And
So
a couple on defense,
right.
some and then most on
And-
offense.
And I always felt like, look, I never knew they cheated. And when I found out, I was like sick to my stomach because I was like, oh man, I thought Tom Brady really won those games.
Yeah,
He did,
Did he?
yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, he
I
still
kind
won
of
them,
feel like,
They-
when
I
you
mean,
get
like I
caught
said, he
cheating,
still-
don't you?
bro. At the end of the day, that don't
Don't
make
you
you.
lose
That
your-
doesn't. That doesn't.
Did you, all right, put
That
like
doesn't
versus
execute the
Atlanta-
play.
Versus Atlanta,
You know?
you see the catch that Julian Edelman had.
This
The
weekend?
one versus the Falcons, the comeback,
Oh,
the big
in the-
comeback. The catch that Edelman had.
Oh, he still
that
makes
was on the
plays.
way to really, you know, giving them tying the game,
Mm.
but then ultimately them winning the game. The catch,
Mhm.
like it bounced, and then he caught it within a half of an inch of the ground.
Right.
Are we back up yet?
It was plays like that that
you-
allowed
I
them
see
to
it.
be in position to win games.
I understand
I don't
completely.
see this on.
But do you think they would have made it without that unfair
Facebook.
advantage? That's the whole question: is would Tom Brady have made that throw if he didn't know what the defense was playing? That's like,
Absolutely. You know, I mean, but I do with the defense. You could,
Oh, I
as
see.
a play, they were
Right.
2-man.
Right.
It's very simple. It's going to
Mm.
trail you on the inside. The
Mm.
ball is to be almost like a back shoulder.
Yeah, I don't see
fade.
it.
Like, you can look at that and tell. And there's
What'd you
only
say,
so
Oscar?
many defenses that people are going to run
Right.
anyway.
right.
So even them knowing, it was almost like confirmation for what
Right.
we already know. When you go to a team, they already run a certain defense consistently.
Right.
Like 60% of the time is something that they do run that's a tendency for them, you know?
And they still do variant plays on defense though, like, oh, we're gonna fake the blitz, or we're gonna
Correct.
make it look like this.
So when we got a game plan, we'll say like, all right, 6% of the time on first down and 10, they run this.
yeah,
On 3rd and 6, 3rd and or 3rd and 10, they run this.
Unless it's like
70% of the time
right.
on 3rd and long, they run this. 20% this, 10%.
Yeah.
And then they may throw a curveball in there that week. Every week, as an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator, I know my tendencies.
Right.
So especially more so today.